Welcome to the Art of Vibrancy podcast. It's a place where inspired experts distill their brilliance down into simple, practical advice that you can use right away. It's 8 minutes, it's 4 questions, and it's one practical piece of advice that you can put into use today. Hello, everybody. How are you on this beautiful sunny day here in England today? Welcome to the Art of Vibrancy podcast. Today, I've got a special treat for you. We have with us the one and only Anna Bain. Anna, how are you today? And tell our audience where you're from.
I am very well, Rob, and thank you for inviting me on. And I'm in Surrey. I am in sunny Surrey.
Lovely, lovely. Down south.
Yes, down south.
South.
Raring to go, raring to chat to your audience today.
Great. Well, let's I'll tell our audience a little bit more about you. Today's episode is called Shake Off Those Tired Vibes and Create the Life You Love. I love this. Tired vibes. Too many people have them.
Yeah.
And this is about Anna. Anna is, she says, I'm an energy-obsessed Scottish redhead. We can see that. With an English accent. Who loves animals, the great outdoors, and live music. Yeah, we're both into live music. I just love talking all things energy and helping people rebel against the status quo of living life with low energy and helping them to shake off the tired vibes. That's absolutely perfect, Anna. Let's go for it. So, question number 1. Oh, wait a minute. I'll start the timer. As I say, don't worry about this, but we'll see if we can finish nearly at 8 minutes.
Let's see.
Go. What, in your experience, Anna, is the biggest problem that people face with regard to staying healthy, well, and positive as they age?
Well, I think the number one thing, I mean, there are a few things, but the number one thing that's at the forefront of my mind today is the busyness of life. And the structure of a society that doesn't generally account for the fact that as humans, we're cyclic in nature and we have cycles. And we live in a society, I feel today, where there's just so much demand on doing, achievement, success, and not enough focus on being. And what I mean by that is to just be relaxed and at peace and calm and balanced. And so the challenge for people, I find, is getting caught up in that busyness of life. Quite a lot of people, I say quite a lot, almost every person that I speak to has some level of stress or anxiety. And it may be very apparent, and it may be that kind of low level stress and anxiety. And so what happens for people's bodies in that state, even that low level stress, it kicks our body out of homeostasis. And our homeostasis is that optimum state where our body can do what it's designed to do, where it can recuperate and it can recharge. And our bodies are just such amazing machines, and they're designed they're designed in ways that then kick off all kinds of processes. So when you're experiencing that low level stress, you will naturally crave carbohydrates, as an example, and that's your body just innately, the innate wisdom of your body just kicking in to say there's a lot going on, you're feeling stressed, so we need to go to the energy source which is the quickest, which is carbohydrate stores, and it pulls all the carbohydrates out of the stores. So then your body, you'll be feeling that craving for carbohydrates. Right. And so, as we know, carbohydrates and sugars are the number one impactor of inflammation within the body. So then that all then has an impact on your microbiome and your gut bacteria, and it's all intrinsically linked, and it all stems from the mind.
Right. And so it stems from there's too much going on. People are too busy, and they have this background stress going on. And then we reach for what is natural with stress, these white sugar and carbohydrates and refined foods.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it fuels a cycle, because then that impacts off sleep. And then, as you know, our sleep is the number one thing that benefits every single organ and system in the whole of our body.
Yeah. Quite that time to rejuvenate.
Yes. Yeah. And so having that time to rejuvenate, to recharge, to relax, and I talk about this a lot with
I
my
bet you do. Yeah.
Is so important.
Right. Well, I understand exactly what you're saying, and that's such good advice for our audience, and such good thing. I love the connection between background stress or stress and reaching for sugar. Anyway, we could talk about this all day, couldn't we? Question number 2. What are the common mistakes or misconceptions that people have about solving that problem? Common mistake.
I guess the mistakes are that I'm not even sure I would call it a mistake. It's just that innately people develop patterns and habits, and those patterns and habits mean that they then reach for those things that they're getting cravings for. Right. So I guess the mistake is I talk to people about rebelling. So when it comes to cravings, as an example, to take a moment to drink a glass of water, to just take a moment and really reflect on that craving and what is that craving really about? Because 9 times out of 10, it's nothing to do with food. It's, as we've said, you backtrack through your day and you look at where you're at, and you look at, is there a need there that's from an emotional point of view? Is it because you're bored? Is it because you're tired? Is it because you're stressed? Is it all emotions are the number one impactor on the habits that we form.
Right. So people don't listen to themselves. That's what you're saying. They don't stop, and they just instinctively reach for that thing, which is their comfort food or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. This is so good. 2 minutes to go.
Okay.
Anna, we're doing great. What's the number one tip? I like this one. I'm going to switch the timer off, actually, because this is so brilliant. Okay. I love what we're talking about here. What's the number one tip you could give to our audience to help them today? So a tangible, specific action that they could implement right after this podcast. One thing.
So the tip would be to find a practice which allows you, that works for you and allows you to have that moment of calm, or find that moment of calm, even if it's a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And I call it a practice because it's about practicing to build that time up. And so my number one favorite technique for this is called EFT. Some people might know it as tapping, emotional freedom technique.
Yes.
And I'm actually an EFT practitioner, so I work one-to-one with my clients using this technique. But the beauty of it is, and why I love it so much, is it's a technique that anybody can learn for themselves at home and do themselves. You don't have to have a practitioner to be able to do it. And quite often, for people who are new to it, just starting out with some basic tapping videos is a really great place to start. And EFT it's a holistic healing modality. And the reason it's so powerful is it connects the body and the mind. So it works on the mind and the body at the same time. And it's based on Chinese acupressure. So you literally just tap on certain parts of your face, and they're the acupressure points that are connected to your energy meridians that flow through your body. And by tapping on these specific points, you are indicating to the amygdala which is the part of your brain that triggers the fight or flight. So when you're in stress or anxiety, it's the amygdala. It's like the smoke alarm that has kicked off in the mind.
I like that. Yeah.
And yeah, it's a good analogy. And by tapping on these points, you are signaling to the amygdala that it's okay, that you're safe, that you can calm.
Right.
And when you do a few rounds of that, it's the most powerful technique to halt the noise of the mind, to just really help bring that state of calm to your mind, to your body. And so what people could do, if they are interested to find out more after the show, is to go onto the Tapping Solution website. So it's the tappingsolution.com website, and they have an app. The app is free. You can pay if you want more of it, but there's an element of it that's free, and the basics are there for free. So you can download that app, get to learn a little bit about the technique. It's very, very simple to learn.
Right.
And they're off and away.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. The Tapping Solution.
The tappingsolution.com.
Yeah, I actually know that, and we'll talk about this afterwards. But I've done some tapping as well, and I tell our audience now, it works. Full stop. It's like a magical thing. So yes, and of course they could get in touch with you, and you would talk them through it, wouldn't you? Which would be lovely. I mean, well, I'll put all the details in. In fact, that's the final question. What free resource would you? This is question number 4. What free resource would you like to share with our audience today?
So I have a free guide on my website, and it's 5 simple ways to revitalize your energy. So people can just hop over to my website, which is lifestylerebelz.com, and I'm sure you'll put the links in there.
I will do, yeah. But just say that again. Lifestyle Rebelz, spell it out, .com.
It's lifestyle, LIFESTYLE, Rebelz, which is spelt with a Z. So it's REBELZ.com. Right. Even the spelling had to be rebellious. What can I say?
Yes, I like this. We're all rebels at heart, aren't we? And I'm sure our audience are as well. They'll absolutely get on with you like a house on fire. So I recommend that you download that. I've downloaded it, and it's full of fascinating information. There's just some brilliant things in it. Having a dance break. We'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah. And also, if people just want to reach out to me, they can email me, anna@lifestylerebelz.com. And I'm also on Instagram as well, Lifestyle Rebelz on Instagram. So
right.
We'll put all the links in the show notes for people.
We'll put all the links in the show notes, yes. So, Anna, on behalf of the Art of Vibrancy audience, and from my heart, from myself, thank you so much for today. This has been absolutely... We only went about a minute over the 8 minutes. So
brilliant.
Great timing and absolutely fabulous. Say cheerio to our audience. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Rob. Bye, everyone. Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for checking out the Art of Vibrancy podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes, subscribe, rate us, and leave a review, and I'll love you forever. And if you'd like to try my energy boosting, inflammation busting, brain and body food breakfast, head over to www.breakfastofbrilliance.com and download the recipe today. See you soon. Bye.